Was what crypto muscle pumping iron pump crypto. Come to another YouTube video. Here we are internationally renowned and worldwide. I think it is where it's at. Crypto muscle and crypto muscle network coming to you in another video. All right, it's been a little while since I talked about the Death Watch series. It's a critically acclaimed. I mean, it's award, Academy Award nominated series that I do. It's just one of those things that it's keeping it real, and people love that shit. I mean, but that's what I do all the time in all my videos. That's what I don't get. But anyhow, um, people love it though. All right, and I'm not trying to you know, beat around the bush or fluff my ego or anything like that. But that's just what it is. And so here, you know what I want to do first? Let me do this first. All right. Let me introduce first the entourage of ladies. It's been a little while. I know I've done it recently, but I'm gonna do it again. Crypto flower, the lovely, luscious crypto flower. That's part of the entourage. Oh yeah, the crypto chick. Another entourage ladies. One of the few that's part of the crew. And then, of course, here it is, Miss Lychee as well, and Miss Cash out there. I see you out there. If you want to be part of the entourage, let me know. All right, I'm talking about Miss Cash out there. Woo! That's all I got to say. All right, now let's get back to it here. Be part of the entourage, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Crypto muscle train. Woo! Toot toot. So, whew, man. Let's talk about it. Man, I don't even know when's the last time I talked about Death Watch. It's been, I kind of slowed it down a little bit because, there really hasn't been much to cover lately on Death Watch. But, when things come, I always, bring it on. So, with that, I got a little bit of a stacked episode today, so we'll see what we can do to cover all these things. And, as you already know, things are happening. Things are percolating in this space. The rise of Bitcoin, the fallouts of platforms everywhere, people getting liquidated on trades. Things are happening, and you think, all right, on the surface, you think rising Bitcoin and, crypto and all that is a good thing, right? On the surface, it is, but man, underlying that surface, right? You go dig through that surface, you go under it, man, bad things are happening, right? Like I said, I just mentioned it. Platforms failing, people getting liquidated on their trading. I mean, it's just crazy what's going on out there right now. And it's all because of the rise in Bitcoin and everything else. Because, usually rise in Bitcoin, everything else follows, right? And so that kind of volatility, especially the way Bitcoin's been going lately, will shake out trades. It'll shake out platforms, all that stuff. And even with the fall of Bitcoin, the same results happen. So, in essence, it's all about how, when it comes to platforms, it's all about how they could ride the storm, right, or the wave, right? And if they could weather through that, then it's all good, right? And a good case in point I always like to reference to is CashFX, right? CashFX started in a bear market, bear market. We're talking about shit. I can't remember when. Let's see. So Bitcoin hit its all-time high at the time in 2019. It was like 65,000, and then it went all the way down to like shit. I'm talking when it opened, it went way down. Um, it went way down, way down. Oh no, what am I talking about? I'm way off my timeline. All right, hold on. Let me go backtrack that. So Bitcoin was all time high. I think it was like 20,000. There we go. All right, and then that was a different time. The 65,000 Bitcoin. That was more recent time. I'm talking back then, 2019. So let me fix that. I had to fix myself on that one. Where's it at here? Let me see here. So I'll show you a quick visual here, right? So look at all time. So you see 2019 when it peaked at around that 20,000 mark, right? Wherever it's at over here. That was 2017, huh? But anyhow, you get what I'm saying. Um, it was in a bear market, all right. After the rise of Bitcoin, it was around 20,000, right? And CashFX started in a bear market. So you look at CashFX 2019. Let's see, where was that? It was, man, bottom bear market. All right, look at that, 3,000 ish Bitcoin. Let me roll it to July because that's when it really started. Oh shit! So it started just a tad above bottom bear market, but also you ran into COVID times, and COVID times, man, Bitcoin touched $3,500 during COVID times. But CashFX still weathered the storm, right? Because it rode the wave to $65,000 Bitcoin. And but then at the same time, that's when it stopped paying. So you're looking at 65,000 Bitcoin. It stopped paying January 2022. So it rode through all that for CashFX, right? And that more recent fall of Bitcoin, and look at that. You can see here, end of 2021. That's why they stopped paying, because it started to go down after that. I think they really, at that point, started to cash out, is what CashFX did. But my whole point of it is that, um, the rise of Bitcoin, if you could weather through it, then you'll make a lot of money out of it, right? But if you don't, then you get wiped, and that's what happens with a lot of platforms. They get wiped, right? Look at right now, Bitcoin's 37,000 right now. It's been higher than it's been in a long time, all right? Well, since last year, but that's still a long time coming, right? Let me see here. A year ago, see, a year ago, 17,000 Bitcoin. So that's a $20,000 rise. If you bought some a year ago, then you're good, right? Because I think it started to tank middle of last year. That's when it went from all time high and it tanked. And that's just shit happens, right? So platforms get wiped out and things like that. People get liquidated, and it's just, that's what happens. But like I said, you can't see that on the surface. You'd be like, all you see is, oh shit, Bitcoin's $37. Oh my gosh, right? So now going back to Death Watch. I know it's all this stuff I just spilled out just right now. Oh man, here is Vortec. All right, so Vortec, now they become part of United Airlines, and the new era of copy trading. So there hasn't not been one time. All right, let me rephrase it. There has not been one time where I've seen a platform succeed where they announced that they're going to go from one form of thing to a copy trading and succeed. I've never seen it succeed so far. Even CashFX, all right? And many platforms have made that announcement every time. Oh, we're going to go to copy trading, or they're going to try to implement some form of copy trading, and then they fail, or don't even get off the ground. So it just never works out. I think, if anything, if you want to try to get this sort of copy trading thing going, which is something that it seems like a lot of people want to do, you got to get it going from the very beginning, not when you're trying to change the grand scheme of how a platform works and all that stuff, because it's a big change, right? So now, if you are truly serious about your business and you've attracted an X amount of people that have come to your platform for a particular reason, such as, well, shit, I put it in, you do the trading, I take it out. Now you're telling me that I got to do copy trading? That's more work than I first signed up for, right? And now you're going to lose people. You're going to lose a lot of people. Like, again, I'm going to use CashFX as a reference model, because let's just say they actually did attract 100,000 clients, right? They came in for the packages. They didn't come in for copy trading. So you think they're going to go back, if they ever do come back, which they won't, or if they do, I'd be surprised. But do you think half those people are going to come and say, oh, I'm so excited to come back and do copy trading now, right? No, that's not what they came in for. And so you're going to shake out a lot of people just from that alone. But at the same time, coming back from something that you once were, you're going to be having a lot of people pounding on the door saying, hey, where's my money? Where's my money? Where's this? Where's that? They're going to be pounding. All right. And usually these things don't just run, hey, come on back, guys. We got the platform ready, and we're going to be off and running. And so here we are, guys. Here's the money. It's all back and ready to go. No. Each and every time, there's going to be some form of way of them going to ask you to, well, you got to pay to play. All right? So in essence, they're going to say, like, well, in order to get your money back, you got to put money in to make money back. Right? That's always been the thing. Right? That's always been the thing. So you see that big balance when you first open up that account. Well, you can't touch that. You got to put money in to get it out. And that's happened each and every time. And I'm telling you, if this does come back in another 156 days, all right, it's going to be the same deal. It's going to be like, you got to put in money to get money. And I know there's going to be an uproar in the community saying, oh, I just want to get the money back. Why do I have to put more money to get money and all this other stuff? And you know you're going to have those babies crying. But then you're going to have the Marcos of the world, right? That fucking douchebag, piece of shit, all right? Trashiest fucking YouTuber there is, all right? You know, he's starting to come out from his little hiding spot now, all right? And you know, his little bunker that he's hiding at out in Hungary, all right, with his little, you know, piece of shit bitch chick that thinks she knows everything, but she's trash too, all right? You know, she's like a Miss Know-It-All, and just because she got her hands on some crypto now, she feels like she's the, you know, the best thing ever in the world now, that you can't touch her because she's all about crypto. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. All right, so, you know, because you can just tell by the way she talks, you know, and her tone, and, you know, when she glosses over people's questions and all that in prior videos and stuff, you know, it's just like, psh, man, bitch, you don't know shit about crypto, but you talk like you talk a good game, though, all right, and arrogant, fucking arrogant too, just like Marcos. I think that rubbed off of Marcos too. So, you know, these talking heads, all right, always talking about, oh, I talked to Jensen. Get the fuck out of here, man. All I gotta say is that this is the latest update, all right? So last time I talked about it, the site was down, all right, because I guess they're shifting over to this. And, you know, they're talking about this whole rebranding thing, right? We talked about those updates. They're all about rebranding. They're trying not to reference to the old Vortex United. And, you know what's also funny is they claim that, oh, their YouTube page got taken down or whatever, and or closed or whatever it was, right? There's some lame excuse. And so they had to create a new one, right? How about this? They wanted to distance themselves from the old Vortex United YouTube page, so they created a new one. Duh. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But you're going to have the Marcos of the world that's going to try to fool you into thinking that Vortex is going to have very good intentions and everything's going to be all good and dandy and stuff like that. And no. All right? You got to be very careful, you know, very, very careful with this stuff. Because, man, you should see their community, man. That Marcos community is such full of bullshitters, man, and drinking too much. They've drank too much of that Kool-Aid that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. All right, and they're thinking real highly about this stuff. They're thinking, oh, man, you know, Jensen's going through some rough time. Get out of here, man. You know, they couldn't even get their information straight. Jensen couldn't even get the shit straight. So, You talked about how you had a great trading week on your weekend results, and then mixed in the middle of the week by saying, "Oh man, we had a rough trades," and then cap it off at the end of the week saying that, "Oh, we had great results this past week." And it's like, that doesn't make sense here, right? Because you just said in the middle of the week that there was there was bad trading going on, so it doesn't make sense, right? And so looking at this, they're in this rebranding process, and that the next step is they're restructuring everything in the database. So again, this is the future, right? They said I think it's gonna be coming in what, April, something like that, 4 months. It's like 456 days. I think it's around April or so. So I don't know where they're getting their information from, because it seems like there's like some sort of private chat going on, because it seems like there's some more insider stuff than what's being said, especially from that dirtbag douche Marcos, right? And so, by the way, he's climbing out his little crack in the wall. He's a little fuckhead right here with his little one video, because he took down all his other videos. He's a little bitch in this space. All right, he should take down that last video too, because it's irrelevant. That they, especially what they've gone through already, with fusion experience, it's irrelevant. So you should take that last one down, bitch. And so, and I'll keep hammering on him and hammer on him and hammer on him, because he's such a dirtbag in this space. Trash. All right. He came out of the woodwork to briefly talk about my Dana, which is trash, anyways. All right. I mean, I've already been hearing that this thing's already falling apart. They're still trying to keep it going. This my Dana one here. But I signed up originally when it first came out, and then I just kind of waited around and just kind of let it went by, and so I never went into it. And then especially when I heard Marcos all about it, I'm just like, I'm out of here, man. I'm not even going to join this shit. And so, but I've already heard that things are not going so well with this one, and in a way that's kind of disappointing, because you expected a little bit more of a platform from this, and it's supposed to be kind of like that legacy style platform, and it didn't really come out that way, so that's kind of a disappointment in that sense. But yeah, so then that little piece of shit, all right, that started to do a Zoom call on what's that new one now, Echo One, all right, Echo One, all right. If not the first, I'm one of the earliest ones to come out with Echo One in this space. All right, and that's going to be big. All right, it's going to be big. And every talking point that Marcos has talked about, if he hasn't posted that video yet, which he might at some point, all right, every talking point, he's getting it from other people, right? He hasn't really done his own research. He's just being told secondhand, because he's a straight bitch, all right? And so he gets secondhand information, and he just rolls with it, rather than just do the research that you normally do and all that stuff. And every talking point, it's just a copied talking point, all right? Straight up from D, Queen D. Everything that he says is just a straight up copy from Queen D. So just saying. And speaking of dirtbags in this space here, let's see here. I want to try to pull the visual. Where is it at? Is this it? Yeah, this dirtbag over here, he's come out of hiding the last couple weeks now, posting all of a sudden, right? It's funny how these dummies hide. They're hiding when things, shit hits the fan, right? They want things to blow over for a while, and whatever, right? They'll come up with excuses, right? Why they're, haven't been around, all right? Like this dirtbag Marcos, he has zero reasons to be hiding around, doing nothing, especially if you're coming out blazing with content several times a week with a schedule, right? With a schedule. Both these dummies have schedules of, what they're going to post out daily for their, content. And all of a sudden, it went from that to nothing. All right. So these dummies, all right, come out, now, all of a sudden, after weeks and weeks of hiding, especially when Vortec went down, of all of them, right? And that's when they truly went into hiding. It's just funny how it is, So he's starting to come out now. He's going to talk about Echo One pretty soon. And this dirtbag over here, bald-headed dildo, started talking about. He started to just put feelers out there, right? Oh, check this out, guys. This is what I'm doing right now, right? Without naming it. And it was a no-brainer. I've already seen it. People ask me, hey, what is he talking about? I was like, you know what? It's a no-brainer. I could see what he's talking about before he even released the name. And he's talking about Infinity Pi. All right? Even before he released the name, I was already seeing it. And I was like, yeah, that's what he's talking about. And it's just funny. And so, man, see, look at that. You take down all those videos, and all of a sudden, man, there's no more of that bullshit out there, right? Except for this one right here. But, man, it was so funny how you were rocking them. Compound, man, $1,000 can make you $1 million and all this other bullshit stuff, right? And then what happened now, right? Take that shit down. You're a fucking bitch, So that's just what it is. Sorry for my language, man, but this guy makes me fly off the handle worse than Tiwi. Tiwi was another one too, man. But he didn't get me flying off the handle as bad as, he did, but believe me, right? He's a great trigger. It triggered me. But man, this dirtbag right here triggered me even more because he's so fucking fake. Alright? With his little pumping fist thing here. Yeah! Just like he was pumping his fist and all that on CloudFi when he was doing multiple times, and with these two dildos together, doing multiple times in the same video. Hey, check this out, guys. Look how great this is. Yeah! And then they would do it. See how instant this is? And then they did it again like 10 times in the same video, doing 10 instant withdrawals. And you know what? And my first reaction was, you're going to fuck them up, man. You're going to fuck up their platform. Because you're encouraging this behavior because platforms don't like it when you break up withdrawals into, separate withdrawals, especially on the same day. You take it all out, you dummies. But no. Or spread it out every day. You don't just do it all in the same day, you dummies. And so when they did that shit, that was already sinking the Titanic. That was already going to sink CloudFi, and that's what happened. CloudFi, to me, crashed way earlier than it could have been because of shit like that these dildos would do. Plus, he would go in and talk a big game to all these different platforms, right? And these platforms will go about changing their ways, their strategies, their plans, their whatever, to accommodate paying this fool here. Because, yeah, you know what? I'll give him that. He could bring people. But he brings a whole lot of shit on to go with that. And all these platforms learned as recently as Invisible AI, which had a good working situation until they brought in this dirtbag. And then when they did that, it was already the beginning of the end. And I showed you guys that in prior Death Watch videos of the conversation I had with Lee Dalton of Invisible AI. That, hey, you know what? Be careful because it's not going to be good. Alright? It's not going to be good. Be careful. Alright? This lemming over here, this piece of shit dirtbag that uses Fridays and Saturdays to take, quote unquote, religious time off, which he probably just kicks back anyways, because he has zero content going on for weeks on weeks on weeks. Alright? Chilling, kicking back, supposedly busy all of a sudden, what timing, right? That he's so busy now that he cannot come out with any content. But then when you see something that's right up that alley, such as Echo One, you know why Echo One is all of a sudden being talked about by him? Because it's instant Bitcoin withdrawals. That's what is an appeal to him, because it's all but the tastier, right? Piece of shit. And so you know what's going to happen there? He's going to talk about that till the cows come home. All of a sudden, right, when he had nothing going on because he's so damn busy, right? Get the fuck out of here, man. That's why he's so fucking fake with a little piece of shit girlfriend of his. All right, so, whoo, man, that's all I got to say, man. It's just the stuff you see that goes on in this space, And I've been keeping it consistent from the get-go. I talk about it when it's here, the rise, the fall, and when it ends. Each and every time. Still here, still riding it. All right, 4 years plus. All right, on 2 channels, and still going. All right, so I'm just saying that's what I've been doing. You can go back. Video number 1 is still there on the OG channel. Go check out video number 1, 2019, July. Go check that out. Still there. You can see the rise of Crypto Muscle. if you like history, that's why I number my episodes. I number my episodes because it's to kind of just show, how many videos I've been filming over time, and it just kind of gives me a starting point, and and progressions. So I've done over 5,000 videos now, right? Closing in on 5,100 videos, because I do 2 to 5 videos a day, 7 days a week. All right, that's what I do. Most videos 15-minute, 2-second videos. Sometimes it'll be 30 minutes, sometimes it'll be 45 minutes, sometimes it'll be an hour. I try not to go over an hour though, for sure. I rarely do that, but I try to cap it at that at the most. So with all that, that's what I'm trying to show you guys. How you have a piece of shit in this space that will just come in, push the shit out of it, and then go hiding for a while because they're trash, right? Now they're starting to kind of peek their head out the door right now. They're trying to put out some feelers. This is their bag putting out feelers. Hey, Echo One, right? He just had, I think, a Zoom call last week of that other, his twin dirtbag, Don Maliki. He's a dirtbag too, piece of shit. All right, where is he at with any of his bullshit talk? Thinks he knows what's best for Africa and all. Get the fuck out of here too. All right, you guys are all trash. All right, and that's why he's coming out, peeking his head, talking about Infinity Pi now out of nowhere. So all I gotta say is, you see the trash that goes on in this space, and then versus consistency over here. And then there's other great YouTubers out there as well. If you're talking about on the trading front, all right, the one that I always put above all, the Legendary Oracle, all right, Legendary Oracle. He could pick and choose a platform like no other out there. I mean, he is the epitome of the best in this space. When it comes to platforms, when it comes to trading, all that stuff. That he don't even need the platforms, but every time he's gone into a platform, just kills it. All right, I'm talking monster money making every time. Kills it in trading. That's why he's the best there is. You know what? There's a line in wrestling, right? Bret Hart, I don't know if you guys know who he is. All right. The best line he always said was, I'm the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. That is the Oracle, right? Just saying. But other great YouTubers out there as well that are not trash and dirtbags like these, these lemmings and idiots right here, right? Ryan Glover, great dude, great guy. Gerald, even though you screwed me, dude. You're still a good dude though, but you screwed me because this dirtbag over here, Marcos, got in your ear. All right, but at the same time, I do respect Gerald because I've seen him rise in this game, and he's a good YouTuber. So and I do respect Gerald though, but at the same time, I felt a little hurt because I talked to you first months before this dirtbag did. And all of a sudden I see you going under him. It got, because it came to my attention when others pointed it out. I was like, whoa. I was like, no. I was like, man, I talked to Gerald first months ago before this dirtbag over here begged you to join him. All right, so there's a difference there between me asking you and dude begging you. All right, so just saying. Let's see who else is out there that I respect. I mean, there's many others I respect out there in the game of YouTubers and all that stuff. But these are the ones that really, that and the rest of these other bloods out there that have died. These bloods have died, man. From what it used to be, it used to be, these dudes out there from 2018, and they all just died over time. Big group of them all died over time. and TV was one of them that I really honed in on. But they all died though, so I couldn't even get my hands on them. Like Bits Away. Oh, Bits Away was the worst. All right, and so the worst there was. And every now and then he'll try to sneak his way back onto YouTube in some shape or form, in some other name. And you know what? Legendary Oracle snipes him every time. I'm just saying, he snipes him every time. And so, just saying, it's just the stuff that we see in the space. Yeah, but Bits Away was the reason why I got tired of the bullshit, because the Bits Away is like this guy cut out. All right, same type of character, same type of bullshit and crap in this space, But yeah, so that's Vortec, right? A long drawn out explanation about what's happening with Vortec in the foreseeable future, right? They're going to say you got to pay to play. They're not going to give it away, I'm telling you. You think your balance is going to be sitting there all waiting and you could just pull it out? No. You're going to have to put money in to take it out, all right? So underline that statement for me, all right? And maybe a changing of the guard too, maybe. But I got a feeling they might have a changing of the guard. What do you mean? Oh yeah, changing of leadership. You think Jensen's going to be CEO? I don't know. I think they're going to, every time there's a change, there's always going to be a quote-unquote change in character, CEO. That's just the way it is. Come on, Vortec went from like a blue and red color to now a green color. They're going to change CEOs. All right, so mark that, underline that too. All right, so that's what's happening there. Let's go on to Mainex. All right, so it's been a while since I talked about Mainex. Mainex, whatever you want to call them. All right. Ever since the FFA, the French Financial Authority, have come down on them, all right, and they got their withdrawals locked, they got blacklisted, and so they couldn't do anything. They got stuck. They tried to wiggle their way out of the financial authority's eyes, and could not. All right, they could not do it. And they kept on saying, they kept on trying to put out trading results. They kept on trying to keep things relevant and all that. And I kept on saying, it's not going to do them any good if you cannot withdraw money. It doesn't matter what they say. If you cannot settle the matter, which I know they couldn't, it was a done deal. It was not going to happen ever. So check this out. All right? I'm going to give you the latest update. This is going to be an exclamation point, what I've been saying all along. But I guess you guys just have to really hear it straight up from them in order to finally listen, because I've already said it a long time ago. All right, so here it is. They just posted this announcement. Since its creation, Mainnet has aroused feelings of jealousy and concern among its competitors. Well, there's always going to be competition. CEO Cyprian Sisu, that's the dude that has a big head. He has like a weird shaped big head, I point it out every time I see his head. And the company's management have been the target of attacks and defamations, mainly from anonymous individuals belonging to other competing companies. Mainnet's current situation stems from the defamations and from the attempts of certain brokers to unduly appropriate funds that do not belong to them. The situation has an impact on the entire international community. They got blacklisted because of an email from a well-known member seeking to verify whether Mainnet had a forex trading license in France, although no one with the company had ever claimed otherwise. This person's curiosity with the name Mainnet remains unexplained. And so they say that their robotics operate legally and has licenses in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. All documents have always been in public. That shit doesn't matter. The charges against Mainnet are unfounded, and suspicions of money laundering or fraud must be dispelled. They said that the CEO has always sought solutions to unblock withdrawals, but so far has been unsuccessful. Well, that's what I've been saying all along. They're not going to be able to work that out. It's over. To help the company recover its funds and unblock withdrawals, we are asking for your support. All right, so don't fall for this, because I know you guys will. You guys are a bunch of dummies. We are being advised by lawyers and legal experts to carry out the KYC check on the mainnet account and to complete and send a letter confirming our legitimacy and all that stuff. That's a lot of work, too. A button will soon appear in our back office. In addition, KYC verification will be simplified. The aim is to remove it from the blacklist. So, more bullshit from mainnet. I mean, if you want to submit your identity, all right, to some bullshit that they're not going to be able to get out of this regardless, go on ahead. Show them your ID and hope that it'll help. But you also got to send a letter and all. Get out of here. This shit is done. All right? They are not going to be able to do nothing. This shit's going to die, and you're going to waste your time and lose your ID. So go on ahead. Go ahead and listen to them, because I know you're a bunch of dummies. You guys will fall for it. And then I'm just going to just say I told you so again and again and again, as I've been doing every time with Vortec. All right, so that's what's happening with mainnet. They're not going to be able to get out of this blacklist hole that they're in. And they're saying, oh, you got to submit KYC. Get out of here. This shit is done. All right, so I'm just giving you guys the latest that came from mainnet. All right. Originally, here's another one too. They say, oh, you can earn up to 400% in 1 year, right? And then they try to shift things over to, where did I hear this before? Copy trading. Oh, they're going to try to shift things over to copy trading now. All right. But that's not going to work out. So, because that's just what it is. They're not going to be able to work anything out, because they're trying to use this copy trading as a way to say that that's a product. And every one of these platforms has not panned out so far. So that's the latest on mainnet. All right. Let's talk about next. 3 more bullshitters. All right. These are, you know what? I want to infuse something here in between all the bullshit that's going on. All right. Let's see here. I hope I'm still logged in. Marobit. Shit. Hold on. So here is Marobit. All right. I had to log back in for a second. Great platform. Hey, you know what? It's been good. And I know it has to be on the death watch list now. As good as this thing has been, I have to put it on death watch. I think I'm counting down. I'm thinking it's 57 right now. When it hits day 60 is when it will officially be done. But hey, over 10,000 people, and then I say it's going to easily crack 11 million. Look at that, already easily cracked 11 million. That was a no-brainer. But I want to continue the trend of what I've been doing, because it's been working so far, and I'm not kidding. All right, so, and it's a new day. So there's a difference between doing withdraws of small amounts in the same day, like that numbnut Marcos did with CloudFi, and breaking them up each day. All right, there's a difference. So for example, yesterday I did a withdrawal of 500 from this, and it actually paid. I was surprised. I wasn't expecting it to be like that. I was like, oh shit. So I'm going to try it again. The smaller amounts have still come out for me, so I'm going to just continue to try it and see from there. Because day 60 is about to approach, and I just have a bad feeling. All right. But yeah, so we're going to try this out and see if this stuff will still come through and just pay out. So let's see. Can't do $2. This is under 5. Can't do that. I'll come back to the big one in a bit. Bitcoin is 11.19. So we'll do that. But there's a difference though. If in terms of if you're doing it on a daily versus on the same day, see, because that's the thing that platforms have been frowning on, is multiple withdrawals on the same day. All right, how about give it 24 hours, give it some space, then do the withdrawals again, because now you're giving it time to spread it out. So none of these other smaller ones I could pull out now because it's under $5. So now I'm going to try again and see if it works, because so far it's worked. But we'll see, right? Who knows? Maybe it won't work anymore. I don't know. But I just got a feeling that day 60 is going to be the day that there'll be no more. All right, so we're going to see what happens, though. And to report, the smaller amounts have still been coming out for many people. I can't speak for everybody, but for many people. So we're going to see how Merrillbit's going to continue along here. But I've already spoken about what I did yesterday and what I'm doing going forward with it. So that's what I'm doing going forward, and we're going to see what happens. All right, so that's Merrillbit. I had to infuse this in here. Now let's go back to the bullshit going on in space. But Merrillbit's been so good, though. But yeah, so let's go back to the bullshit now. All right, 3 more bullshit, and that's what I'm going to go to. Let me see here. All right, here's a bullshit platform. Shit. Let me see here. I'm trying to give you the latest information on. Check this out. So this AAC stuff, the affiliate advertising club, that I just said, nah, I'm not going to join this shit. So they've been, opening the chats, closing the chats. One of the guys says that he's worked 20 hours a day for 3 days in a row, from Clay Montgomery, and he's tired and all this other stuff, because I guess the way that they've had this plan for AAC is supposed to last for months, but it only lasted a few days in terms of what they expected to happen in terms of the performance of it. And to me, there was nothing special about the platform. I didn't see anything that really pulled me in, even though people have asked me, oh man, before it launched, people are saying, aren't you going to get in on this before it launches? And I looked at it and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm just not feeling it, And it's definitely, and then of course they got that little global straight line matrix, where you can get, quote unquote spillover and all that stuff. Like anything that says that, I don't know how, like platforms always try to sell the spillover part as something that's going to be, oh man, it's going to be so good and money making, life changing, all that stuff. And I've never seen ever where the quote unquote spillover has done anything good for anybody. All right, the only thing that you could ever work out with these sort of platforms, the AACs, the global aids, and all that, is that you have to get in right when it launches, very, 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 very beginning, because if you get in even a day later, just after 1 day, it's so bad that you just hope that people come in behind you, and that way you could benefit from that. Because if you don't have a whole lot of people come in behind you, then it's a wash. It's done, And so that's what a lot of people are going to be experiencing if you join in and say, like, now you're not going to get shit out of this thing. AAC sucks anyways. I didn't see anything that really was special to me, like I said. So he says that they claim that there's nothing wrong with ARP and everything works fine as it should. They had to go through some major obstacles, things like that, but hey, they're still here. They said that it's never been a hype. It's been a business of products and a compensation plan, and that all this stuff they've been doing, it's been fine, even though it sucks right now. It's just bad, right? So what I expect from my experience 18 years ago, it just happened in a matter of 1 to 3 days. He said nobody could have predicted that. So you know what they're trying to do is they're trying to encourage people that, well, if you keep contributing to it, you'll get paid out from it. And it's like, nah, you got to draw the line, people. Do not go into this anymore, because this thing is wash, is done. But if you want to, go on ahead, and I'm just going to laugh at you guys. See, look at new purchase, auto repurchase. The points will continue to stack up. and that's how you get at it. It's just there was, like I said, there was nothing great about it in the first place. So you're going to start seeing people talk about it less. They're going to try to push it hard, but at the same time, they're going to start talking about it less because there's nothing good out of this. As soon as I could get caught up on withdraws, they're going to try to get a new contest, all that stuff. Forget it, This shit sucks, all right? Garbage. Don't care for it, and just never joined it. All right, and I'm going to parlay that into global aid, all right? Because global aid, similar kind of thing, right? On a smart contract, they've gone through like 3 renditions of it and added this accelerator to it. And it's this same old bullshit with global power lines and all that. This shit's garbage too. All right. Like I said, I dabbled in it on the first one, and then after that thing died, I only put in like $10 too. And when I watched that thing died after a matter of days, and the contract drained, and then they try to say, they come out with some lame excuse to come out with 2.0, and they're going to fix it and all this other crap. And then they came out with this accelerator shit. I said, this shit's garbage, man. It's not even worth the time to go in there anymore. So let's look at the current contract balance, all right? Because let's see, it's down to 16 B&B now. So they're even talking about migrating to something, migration to another thing right now. And I know I didn't read too deep into it. All I got to say is, if you're going to keep falling for it, you're going to lose the rest of what you got remaining, because it's really going nowhere, all right? It's going nowhere, and you're just spinning your own wheels of losing, all right? But go ahead, keep losing. There's only 16 B&B left in this contract right now because they're in this sort of quote-unquote migration process. Go on ahead. All right, keep losing. Global aid's garbage too. And that's what's that. And then lastly, I would like to cap it off with a straight bullshit out there. And where is it at? I got to find it. Oh, this right here, Aladdin bot. They're going to screw you over. They screwed people like me and several others over. I don't know if it's because my upline, he got screwed over first, and because I'm his downline, they just went after everybody on his downline. It could be it. I don't know. I never asked them. But because they went after my upline, it seemed like everything else got affected by that, because I got affected by it too. And so I got screwed over on this thing. But yeah, Aladdin bot, to me, they're just either that's what's been happening, or they're just selectively paying. So watch out for Aladdin bot. All right. I know YouTubers are talking about it. And they're, they're getting paid and all that stuff, and you'll have the Jamies of the world saying, yeah, it's continuing to do his thing and all this other stuff. And all I got to say is be careful, because these guys will lock you out anytime at will, I guess, and screw you over on that, just like we all got screwed over. I guess we're just a minority in that regard of being screwed over. But hey, just sending that message out there, because they shouldn't be doing that, If you have something with somebody, that's fine. But if you're trying to go after a bunch of others because you don't want to pay it, or you don't want to, or just because it's connected to the upline, I don't know. I'm just speculating as to why. I'm still trying to figure out why they're not paying me, all right? Because I put it out there, I put a deposit, I put it out there, and then it stopped paying me. But it's still paying others out there. So to me, when I see that, that's selectively paying, right? So, yeah, watch out for these. Screw these guys, because they are going to screw you too, all right? Just saying. But if you don't want to listen, all right, that's fine. All these things I talk about, it seems like a lot of you guys don't want to listen, and that's fine, because I'm trying to give you guys information, but you guys are a bunch of dummies, and you have to get hit hard, all right, especially from behind, in order to finally realize, oh shit, Crypto Muscle was right? When I've been sending a message, pounding messages and after messages after messages of Cash of X, weeks on weeks for over a year and a half, trying to send that message home, because you have dummies out there like that other bald-headed dildo. Where's he at? This guy here, by the way, hasn't done a video in 3 months now. All right, maybe finally the message has hit home for dummies like him that tries to show progress in Cash of X when Cash of X hasn't been paying since January, not 2023, January 2022. All right, and so there's a difference. What's the progress of showing Cash of X if it hasn't been paying since January 2022? I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know. Is there like a feel-good type of thing, or I feel good because I see dashboard dollars? I mean, I don't know. So that's the shit I try to dispel out there, because you can follow a dummy like this guy, and who says, by the way, he used to do weekly videos, and then he got to the point where he was doing once a month because he says that he barely has time to make a production of a video. So you're telling me you barely have time to produce a 5-minute video a month? Get out of here, man. That's why garbage like people like him, is not doing anything right now for the last 3 months. All right, because what can you talk about? A 5-minute video of your progress in Cash of X once a month. I mean, what is there really to talk about? All right, so that's why he hasn't done shit. All right, and let's see here. This wannabe, she thinks she's the hottest thing ever. All right, and my entourage of ladies are definitely more hotter than this bitch right here. And so let's see here. At least she has the balls to keep her shit up, right? Look at this. Turn $1,000 into $85,000, right? This is the stuff that these guys were trying to send. So this dirtbag right here takes it all down because he's such a straight bitch in crypto. All right, go ahead and follow this Squidward piece of shit. All right, and you'll see, because he's fucked everybody over every time. Right, going back to platforms last year, from platforms like Pegasus. There was that one, Paulinier. I'll never forget Paulinier, right? Because he even posted a message about Paulinier, talking about, oh, I talked to the admin about trying to increase my percentages of commissions earned, and that way what I could do with those extra earnings, I'll put that as an insurance fund for the people, right? And so when shit hits the fan, when it really came down to it, what happened with that little quote-unquote insurance fund that you were going to help with Paulinier, right? Nothing, because you kept the shit, you trash piece of shit. So don't come at me, people, and think that he's the best thing ever. And you know what, though, this is the funny thing, though. This is the funniest thing, because people always say to me, Marcos who? Oh man, and that cracks me up. You know why? Because why it's a Marcos who? You know why? Because he buys his subs. He was sitting at around 1,000 to 2,000 subs, and all of a sudden it jumped to 8,000 overnight, and then it jumped to thousands overnight, right, to this point now. And same with the video views. The views went from a couple hundred to 15,000 views, 26,000 views. Like he's gone viral, and it's like, come on, dude, this dude ain't doing shit to go viral. Get the fuck out of here, man. So that's why he's trash, and that's why people say Marcos who, and that's what's happening here, and the latest update here. So I think that's everything that I wanted to cover in Death Watch, because a lot of stuff been going on and bullshit, and it's something I've been wanting to really catch up on lately, because especially with Vortec on the forefront, all right, people are counting down to the new one coming, and I'm telling you, it's not what you think it's going to be. All right, we've been down this road before, and I'm one of the few. I think if just me and the Oracle are the only layovers from the 2018 era, because all these other YouTubers now, they've been here since maybe 2019 and up, 2020 and up, right? But anybody from the days of 2018, right, and before, there's not much of us left, right? There's only a handful of us left that can tell you what happened then and what's going to happen now, because we saw it all. We've seen it all. And the Oracle can back that up easily. Me and him, we could tell stories about all the bullshit that's gone on throughout all this time because we have the history. We could talk about it, right? But none of these other newer YouTubers can. All right, and if they can, then cool, more power to you. Then you know what? Let's have a conversation. But other than that, a lot of these guys don't have the time in like we have though. We've seen it all, and all I gotta say is it's just the same stuff happening, just present day, newer times. All right, and you know what's old is new, and what's new is old. You know, it's the same circle of bullshit. And it's just funny how that is. But yeah, so you know what? Because of this expanded edition, this is going to be part of the podcast series that I do on my podcast channels. So that's what this is. This is going to be the Musclecast, posted on all my channels now, just because, you know, it's an hour-long content, and I like to keep that, you know, distribution of content going and flowing, because that's what I do. All right, so yeah. So if you haven't seen my podcast channel, check out my podcast channel, the Musclecast. I have it on 2 different platforms, BitChute and on YouTube. And, you know, I'll have it posted on my regular channel as well. So lots of good stuff going on. And that's what it's all about, right? The Musclecast, platform updates, things going on. So I'm going along with the strategy right now with Merobit. All right, Merobit is on death watch. I think he's going to die 3 more days. I don't know. I just have a feeling. And so I'm just trying to do what I can to get what I can out. All right. And hey, you know what? A little amount is still something than zero, right? So that's what I'm doing with it. And so we'll see what happens. I guess this will be a prelude to what's coming tomorrow. Let's see. Or not tomorrow, Sunday. This will be a prelude here, all right? Let's see what's happening here. Ooh, yeah, still falling. All right. And I'll give a little update on this too come Sunday, all right, because it's been very, very quiet lately, all right, on this one. But I'm going to leave that for Sunday, all right? So that's what I'm going to do with all that. Just give you a little bit of a taste of what's happening there. And the other end of it, right? I thought if Bitcoin's on the rise and that, oh shit, you know, that drip's going to be going along with, you know, what Bitcoin's doing, right? No, I don't think so, right? That's not what's happening here. So other than that, that's the latest on Death Watch, the Musclecast, all that good stuff. Other than that, all right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to sign off on this today and continue to, you know, subscribe to everything I got. All right, subscribe to everything I got. I got my podcast channel, my Telegram, my YouTube channels. Stay on top of that stuff because I always have new stuff coming up, whether it's new platforms, new updates, the death of platforms, and more. All right, critically acclaimed Death Watch. I got all kinds of stuff going on. And also, check out my music mashups too on my Linktree. A lot of stuff. That's all I got to say. You know, it's just what it is. It's what it's about. It's one of those things that I do. You know, it's all about the entertainment and fun. And so, other than that, I'll see you in the next one.